All right, welcome back to one of my random but yet impactful videos for trader. Today we're going to be looking at how to identify the current movement or the current direction of the market. And for this, we're going to be looking at this through, the monthly time frame. The reason why I picked the monthly time frame for this is simply because I like to know the direction I'll be trading for a whole month. So whatever I do, whenever I scale down to the lower time frame, I know up until this happens, I'm going to this particular direction up until I hit my target or the direction is being invalidated. So that's the reason why I chose the monthly time frame. So for this, process that I'm going to be showing you is something you can do on any pair of your choosing. So I'll randomly just pick one. Let's see Euro LZD randomly. So on the monthly time frame, what we're going to be looking at is what happens at the end of any active trend. So there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This doesn't even count. Let's see all the way from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 upward movements, which is completely a upward trend for more than 11th month, almost like a year. And then there was an reversal with an engulf. So what I will be showing you guys is what happens after this. So what we'll be expecting to happen is up until this point, we would want to see the market shifting direction up until this point. So this is what was promised. See how effective this point is, that it even came back to touch a ball. Forget about all of this. All we are focusing on is an engulf at the end of a trend to bring us back to the most recent resistance or support, which is what happened here. So let's look at more examples. So for a case like this, something like this, there was, a downward trend for like 4 months and then an engulf. So what is promised? Okay, I didn't even think we'll get here so quick. But what is promised is that the price would move up until this resistance here. This resistance here. But the sad part is the engulf itself already got here. So there's nothing much we could do as regards the process we're working on. Clearly, it went up even higher, but that's not what we're talking about here. Is how to know the current movement. But in this case, this movement, maybe there was like a higher, something happening there, a higher trend, but that's not what we're looking at. Let's see, this is a perfect example. So 3 months worth of downtrend movement and then engulf right here. So we're looking at, price coming all the way to this point. It's almost like a magnet that pulls price to this point. So once we get that engulf, we know for sure that the coming month would bring us down to this point, which is exactly what happened, and it passed in like 3 months worth of uptrending movement. So let's look for more examples. So let's see, scan. No, this isn't I won't consider this to be a trend, because there was like an obstruction here. But let's keep scanning. Scan. Okay. This, but like I said, the movement, the engulf itself already took out this. It already made the movement that we're looking for. So invalid. We won't be trading this as regards our process. Just hanging there with me. You get to understand this. There wasn't much of, trending move happening here. Let's look for a different, let's say GBP NZD. GBP NZD. Okay. So with GBP NZD, movement up, no engulf. So for some reason, we're not doing this here. Don't know if this is an engulf. I actually don't know. So the engulf already took out the movement. Man, this stuff is not, it's not helping matters. But this is a perfect one. So clearly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. months worth of uptrend, and then there was an engulf here because it clearly took out this guy. So what it means is no matter what happened, like 80 to 90% of the time, price would come to yen, which is like the opposite move before the movement, before the trendy move that we're trying to reverse happened. This was the opposite direction. And then the trendy move. So the engulf will definitely bring us here before anything happens. So the only time things won't play out this way is one, if price takes out the engulf. So let's say we got this movement and then we see the engulf, but once we enter, for some reason, the price continue and takes it out. Once it takes this guy out, is invalid. So we won't be able to get here. But if that doesn't happen, we'll definitely get here. Remember, this is trading. There's nothing that is written in stone. There's nothing, that is a must. But we always want to make sure that we play the game that, the odds is in our favor. So let's look at this. There was an uptrend there for 3 months and then we got an engulf. So we say up until price takes this guy out, we'll definitely get here. So see, price took him out right here. So it makes it more difficult to get here. So once this happens, just get out of the trade because it's no longer going to favor you again. So that's one. And then just look for more. In this one, the engulf already took this guy out. Oh man. This video is very long. Okay, so another one here. Alright, so another one here. So we see price, for 4 months going down, and then we got the reversal. So it means we're coming here. No matter what happened, we need to be here. And that's what happens here. We got here. So if price doesn't take out this guy here, we'll definitely get to this point. Let's look for something. So we're actively here. So it means up until when price takes out this guy, this will be the direction of this market. This is where the market is going. The only reason this price won't get to this point here is if price takes out this guy here. So this is pretty much the process. Did a shorter, well, I did a video that I explained this thing with better examples, but for some reason, iOS, and I'll blame iOS because of their updates, because I didn't remember to click record because things were looking different, and now we're here. Well, no problem. So another example, price was going down, we got an engulf, we look for entry around here and it takes us to this point, almost like a must. So price was going down, we got an engulf, we look for entry here, price was taken out here, so invalidate. Let's see. Yeah, we look for entry to well, you can't even look for entry because you're already here. So invalidate. Pretty much how, I look for the current, price direction. So now the sick thing is this stuff, I thought, monthly would be a lot easier to explain because, it will be clearer, supposed to be clearer, but for some reason, the monthly didn't give us what we want. So we would look for an example in the weekly. The weekly, I've already, let me see if I can even remember the last one I used for the last example. I think it was something card. Is it odd card? But nonetheless, though, let's just use random stuff. Let's see weekly. Yeah, so the weekly we saw a movement and then this engulf was supposed to bring us here. It happened so fast. So let's look for something else. Okay, let's use this guy now. Stick to candles. Happens very fast. Engulf brings you here. Okay. Let's look for a different. I'm sorry, guys. I did a video that I think I poured in myself. Trying to redo this video again is just crazy for me, but oh, voila. This is what we signed up for. This is what we signed up for. So let's see an example. Let me see if I can spot the guy I just made use of.
It's a USD card. I don't think it's USD card.
No USD card. See GBP CHF that I just used. So let me see. I will run you guys through this GBP Swiss franc, and then I'll still look for a different one. Just going to make this video a bit longer. So for this, in this case here, price was going up 2 candles in the weekly, this thing, the same thing as the monthly, but this is just weekly. Price was going up 2 candle, and then we saw an engulf, and because of that, we decided this is where the price is going, this is where it's heading. So we just mark those candles up until that point, just so we'll be able to see it as simple as possible. On the 1 hour time frame, we go down to the spot we marked for our back test. Let's locate that spot as fast as possible. All right, so this is spot where we marked up our target. So remember, price was going up 2 candle, the first one, the second candle, and then there was an engulf to the downside. So what we did was to mark where we expect price to go to, if you remember. And then all we need to do after this engulf, which is around here, is to figure out how to enter safely to get to this spot. So if we see the first engulf, what we do is we can simply just, enter from the first sign we see that price is going in our favor. We enter, place our stop loss, as safe as possible. And then we trade this down to our target. That's a decent 2R. And this is how it played out. The first week, the second week, the third, and then we got our targets at the fourth week. It's as simple as that. If you're someone that, you don't want to enter with the first, sign of entry, you can decide to wait for the break of this structure, which is somewhere around here. Then you take that one instead. You take this, and then you place, safe as possible. And then, this, your target, the same thing. So it will still take you pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks to get to a target. So this is something I would want you to consider while you're trading. So you can still scale down to a lower time frame as opposed using the monthly or week to get the direction. You can get the direction with 4H candle. Let's see what that would look like. You can get the direction with 4H candle randomly, let's pick. And then you use maybe the 15 minutes to get your entry. 4H now. Let's go. So let's see if we can find something. I like to mess up my. Let's see if we can find something. Let's use a different one. CAD JP. Okay. Alright, so we're doing 15 minutes, so I don't think we'll have all those candles. Oh, it's not clear enough. I need it to be simple, look very simple. So now there's this ish that most people would have. They'll say, why are you looking for like the simplest one? Like, bro, the problem is that trading needs to be simple. If you complicate it, you complicate your result. If you wait, because trading is a waiting game, if you wait for the signs and everything to align as simple and clear as possible, you get the best result. But if you keep trading a noisy market that is not straightforward in terms of the story is telling you, you keep getting complicated results. So forgive me if I'm looking for a simpler, cleaner example. That's how I trade. I would wait till things look clean and simple. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candle, 7 4-hour candle trend up, and then we see this massive engulf. Just like our rule implies, up until this engulf is taken out, we know for sure that this is the direction the market is coming to. I keep using that word for sure. Trading is not a sure bank. Anything can still happen, but the odds are in our favor that this is the direction. So up until this guy is taken out, this guy is where we're coming to. So all we need to do now is just to scale in to the lower time frame. I'll just mark up this guy as, all our 4-hour candles for when we scale into the 15 minutes. So we have all our 4 hours marked up. So we'll go down to the 15 minutes to see how it plays out.
I won't go even lower. Maybe
Can go lower. So we know we had several candles going up as our uptrend. And then right here, we got the last candle going up before this reversal. So up until this guy is taken out, after this reversal, up until this guy is taken out, this guy is the target where we're coming to. So what I would do is to look for any confluences that suggest that this price is about to go down. Nothing like that here. There was no engulf here on this day. But on the second day, there was a break of this hold, which is this guy here. So all I would do is to look for my shots here and maybe just keep this here for safety while I aim for this guy. So this is what happened. It was as simple as that. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candles, 9 4-hour candles to hit target profit. That's what it took to hit target profit. So this was me using 15 minutes. I'm sure you can go lower. Let's say 10 or 5 minutes. I hope we'll be able to get this on the 5 minutes time frame. Oh, we did. So let's remove this guy. For me, I love, trading one direction for the whole month. And that's why I simply do month and then I use 1 hour for my entry. So again, price was going up. There was an engulf to the other direction. So all we need to do is look for anything that suggests price is reversing. And this is something to me. So on the lower time frame, we can get in on our shots here. Place it not here. I won't place it here. Trust me, I'll place it on the swing. That's just how I trade. And then I aim here. That's pretty much 2R. And just like we saw, we were able to hit that as swiftly as possible. So that's pretty much how I trade most times. So maybe this might be helpful for you. I know most of my videos are not, not beginner friendly. I'm sure of that. But for you that knows what you're doing, just consider, adding this to your toolkit to see how you can use it as yours. All right, guys. Until the next time, happy trading. Go have fun. Trading is not fun, no. Rather, go be profitable. Go be profitable. That's a good way to end. See you guys later. I was finding it so difficult to navigate. Wow. So now back to Windows. Full 360. Nice one. Yeah.